welcome back to this special day that we're having here at the Agricultural and Commercial Showgrounds in Lusaka. My name is Clarence Chongo and this is Financial Insight, so welcome to the Financial Insight Show. I'm standing here with Ms. Tilamazua Piri. She is the Chief Executive Officer of African Rivers, and African Rivers is the organization, it's an NGO that's put together this special event here where MPs are playing football against diplomats, and we can see them thrashing it out in the field out there. So Ms. Piri, welcome to the Financial Insight Show here at the Showgrounds.
Thank you, Clarence, and thank you for having us again, and thank you so much to Financial Insight for covering this event with sport.
Indeed. So if I can ask you to just explain to our viewers what this event is about and what it's leading up to.
Okay, so this is the corporate social football match between MPs and parliamentarians.
Indeed.
And this the theme is Kick Out Climate Change Through Sports Awareness. And this is a mini launch pad to the upcoming Zambezi River, Indaba and Expo. We just brought together different stakeholders to have a friendly match, as we all know that climate change is something that affects us all.
Yes. Okay. So just remind us again what the Zambezi River, Indaba and Expo is going to be all about, what it's going to be trying to achieve. We know that it's later on in the month,
yes,
25 to 28 March.
Correct.
So later on this month, and it's going to be in Livingstone. So can you tell us a little bit more about that event, which we know this particular event is leading up to?
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
So the Expo is basically an expo where we want to discuss the issues of climate change, pollution, and the preservation of rivers. So we're bringing together stakeholders so we can put our heads together and try and find a solution to minimize polluting our rivers, to minimize our rivers drying out, and also enhance our tourism sector in Zambia.
Absolutely. Yes. And so leading up to that, we've got a series of events, I can imagine, and this is one of them.
Yes.
Corporate social football.
Yes.
Kick out, what's the buzzword again? Kick out climate change
using sports awareness.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Kick out climate change using sports awareness.
Yes.
And you've managed to collect together a very special set of people, stakeholders, all the way from the Speaker of the National Assembly,
yes,
and we've got MPs here, and we've got High Commissioners and ambassadors. How are you finding today so far?
I think it's been quite amazing. We've had great support from government. We are honored to have Madam Speaker of the National Assembly, Grace, as the guest of honor. We have the Minister of Youth and Sport. We have the Minister of Water and Sanitation. We have Zamtel, who are one of our headline sponsors, the Agriculture Show Society as well. So we have quite a few people that have come on board to make this a success that it is today. So we would like to thank them all, and we look forward to working with them and yourselves towards the upcoming Zambezi River, Indaba and Expo.
Absolutely, and we look forward to attending that as well. So in terms of the main event, which is the football that's going on out there,
yes,
from what I could see earlier, I think the Diplomats at the upper hand over our MPs. How are you reading the game so far?
Currently the score is the Diplomats have 3 goals and the MPs are 2 goals. So we're hoping there's still time and our MPs can catch up.
Okay.
We're hoping for a draw so that everyone leaves happy, but
absolutely,
if not, everyone's a winner today, as we all have this event that we're all coming together to fight the climate change awareness.
Indeed, indeed. Yes. So in terms of attending the main event, what do people need to do? You know, do they, because I know that the moment we start talking about it on our platforms, people will be asking us questions and we need to have clear answers to give them. So if you can just share how people can get involved and be part of the main event, the Zambezi River, Indaba and Expo 2024.
So we will be having a press briefing soon where we're going to launch and unveil the official program for the Expo, which will have a lineup of all activities from start to finish. So, but for now, people can go to our website. We're on Twitter, Facebook. We have our website www.african-rivers.org. So they can check our social media platforms and is there the updates. But at the press briefing, we will be able to unveil all the steps, but we are still able to be contacted on our social media platforms where we can send the people interested all the relevant information.
Okay, so we know it's going to be in Livingstone. Do we have a venue yet? Is it going to be at Avani? Is it
Radisson, Monsieur.
Radisson, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so no, it's a pleasure having you again.
Thank you, as always. We look forward to many more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's a fantastic day. I think everybody's having so much fun thanks to the organization that you've put together. So yeah, it's we feel very special to have you here on the Financial Insight Show.
Thank you so much.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is Diplomats. She's the Chief Executive Officer of African Rivers, and African Rivers are the sponsors or organizers of this corporate football, that's going on with MPs and diplomats, and also organizers of the Zambezi River, Indaba and Expo. This is Financial Insight. This is the Financial Insight Show. My name is Clarence Chongo. Get to know. My name is Clarence Chongo, and we've had such a special day here. And as you can see, I'm standing here with the Speaker of the National Assembly. Madam, welcome to the Financial Insight Show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So we would just like maybe for you to share with us a few takeaways of what this day has been for you, and what the event that is leading up to, what the thoughts and views are about, the action and positive action that we're taking towards climate change action.
For me, I can say that today was a very exciting day.
Indeed.
We sat back, watched the game, but as we were watching the game, at the back of our minds, there is this clarion call that we need to change the mindset.
Indeed.
If we are going to fight climate change. We need to work together, come together with everyone, not only a few organizations, but every Zambian.
Absolutely.
If we change our mindset and start fighting this climate change, we'll be able to make a difference.
Indeed.
For me, I'm saying we are not going to fall down, give up, but this is a big challenge. It's good that it has happened. We have fallen down, but I believe that we are not going to stay down.
Indeed.
We'll all rise and start doing the correct things.
Indeed.
So it's good that African Rivers has been here, working together with the members of parliament and the supporting companies that cooperating partners that have come through to in a way sensitize.
Absolutely.
Yes, because if we have lost 1 million hectares of maize, for me personally, I've lost 100 hectares of maize, but I'm saying I'm not going to give up. I'm going for winter maize. For those areas where I'm able to plant using irrigation, I'll go for it.
Absolutely.
Yes, so we need all to work together, pull our hands together, ensure that we mitigate the negative impact of climate change.
Absolutely.
And that's why I've thrown a challenge to every Zambian. Each one of us, if each one of us plants a tree and throw it, post it on a Facebook page and throw a challenge to another person, all of us working together will be able to plant 20 million trees. Just imagine that.
Yes.
For our children, we can do a process of planting for them as well.
Absolutely.
We need to inculcate a culture of planting trees, looking after our environment.
Indeed.
Even with our young people as they are growing up, because the issue of climate change is going to affect. It doesn't select. It affects each and every one of us. And today, as I was taking a walk, I saw somebody on a motorbike with a bag of charcoal. I felt like going there and saying, can't you see what is happening?
Absolutely.
You are still dealing with charcoal. I think we need to find alternative means of cooking so that we don't encourage people to cut trees and burn charcoal. As I travel to Mongo all the time, I see a lot of charcoal trees on the road. There's a lot of charcoal. But when you look at the economic status of those people, those communities, it's the same. They still live in thatched houses. There is no running water. They don't have hospitals, but they still continue cutting trees. And that negative impact, when it comes, it affects not only them, but all of us.
All of us,
and
absolutely.
I think it's not fair. We need to do something, and
Indeed.
the time is now.
Absolutely. So obviously, it's a very good effort that African African Rivers has put together to sensitize the community and bring awareness around climate change and river preservation. So obviously there's going to be the Zambezi River, Indaba and Expo later on. Can I expect that, Madam, you'll be there to grace your presence?
Yes, actually, we have our committee on climate change.
Okay.
They will be able to participate. Depending on my program, if I am available, I'll be able to go
Absolutely.
there and participate. That's why we even went as far as attending the COP28. That was the first that a speaker has ever attended that. And since I've come back, I've been talking to my members of parliament, and I went with some honorable members of parliament. Their view about climate change has completely changed. When we just came to parliament, climate change was like some song somewhere, distant song.
Yeah.
But now we have realized that climate change is with us. If we don't do something about it, we are going to die.
Indeed.
So we have to wake up. It's a wake-up call, as I say.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, Madam Speaker, I shan't keep you too long. Thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you.
And for being here with us on this very special day.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for supporting this cause. It's very, very important that we all work together.
Absolutely.
And I'm calling on other stakeholders, everybody, to come on board. Let's do something about this. There's no reason why today we can say that we're hungry, we have no food.
Indeed.
We have a lot of land, we have a lot of water. It's only that the water we don't harvest it. So this is the time now to think about water harvesting, so that when the rain comes, we get that water. When the rain goes, then we can use it to water our gardens. But thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Indeed.
Thank you.
There you go, gentlemen. Positive action, positive thinking, get to know. And we're here at the Agricultural and Commercial Showgrounds, where we've been watching a fantastic football match between our MPs and diplomats from the diplomatic corps. And I have a special gentleman here with me right now, His Excellency Nicholas Woolley, High Commissioner for the United Kingdom here in Zambia. Welcome to the Financial Insight Show.
Good to be here.
How have you enjoyed the day so far?
Oh, it's been great fun. Really tiring. I'd forgotten just how big a football pitch is, especially for 90 minutes in the hot Zambian afternoon sun. But a great afternoon's entertainment.
Absolutely. You won by the sounds of it?
Yeah, it was a close game, 3-2 in the end.
Indeed.
But our early goals from the Diplomats racing into a 3-1 lead, which we defended under a barrage of attack from the MPs in the second half, just about managed to pull through.
Absolutely. So this day is obviously a precursor to an event that is being dubbed the Zambezi River, Indaba and Expo, and it's all about the preservation of rivers. Do you have any insights that you can share with us about your views around this event and what it's trying to achieve?
Well, I think first of all, sport is a great unifier. We've seen that throughout history, bringing peoples together, and I think this is an ideal example. You had a team made up of MPs, parliamentarians, staff at the National Assembly, representing every province of Zambia, every party who are in parliament in Zambia, and then on the diplomatic side, countries from around the world accredited here in Zambia. And in addressing issues such as climate change, which of course is one of the themes for this event, but also for the Zambezi River and Indaba that you spoke about, it's absolutely important that we do that together as a community, as an international community. So an event like this that shows the international community coming together, different parties coming together, different peoples coming together in a way that can relate to people through sport, I think is a really important occasion.
Indeed. And so shall we expect to see you at the Indaba as well?
Yeah, I think it's April.
It's the end of this month, 25 to 28, yes.
That's right. I will be there, certainly, yeah.
Indeed.
An important occasion like that, it's vital that we're there, that we're working, as I say, in cooperation with our partners in Zambia and around the world to address these kind of fundamental issues.
Absolutely. And from what the conference is trying to achieve and what the ideas and thought leadership that people are bringing in, do you think we can tackle this beast of, river degradation, erosion, and so on? Do we have solutions?
It's vitally important, and I think what we've seen as well in the last few weeks, the effects of climate change. Certainly here in Zambia, around the world, of course, as well. But the drought that much of Zambia has experienced in the last few weeks, that's largely down to climate change. And so the importance, as we heard from the president, from the authorities, from communities, about ensuring that we can adapt as a global community to the effects of climate change is so important. So when we're talking about rivers, when we're talking about irrigation, when we're talking about responsible management of our environment as an international community, it's vital that we work together to achieve that.
Indeed. And a special thanks must go out to African Rivers for putting this event together here and putting on the same pitch our MPs and diplomats to thrash it out as we raise awareness towards climate action. And so thank you very much for being on the FIZ show with us.
It's a great pleasure. Thanks very much.
Indeed. We're here at the showgrounds in Lusaka, and we are witnessing a very special match between our MPs and diplomatic corps from around the world. And just this very moment, I'm standing here with Mr. Matthias Reusing, who is a representative of the EU to COMESA and to Zambia. So if you can please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you are doing here in Zambia, and then we can talk about today.
Sure. So I'm Matthias Reusing. I'm a counselor for the European Green Deal, for rural development and for trade. As you said, it's a EU delegation to Zambia and COMESA. So we work a lot on climate action, climate change, and that's why we are here. But
absolutely.
Go ahead on
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as you know, we are here as a precursor event to the main event, which will be the Zambezi River Indaba and Expo 2024, which is meant to showcase climate action around the preservation of rivers. And I can imagine this is one of the things that you have special interest in.
Special interest and special concern. Because last Thursday, the president addressed the nation, and we are in a crisis situation, we are in an emergency situation.
Absolutely.
Because of the drought.
Yes.
When you look at the Zambezi River, of course you have to manage the water better. We are here to work with you on that. What is very interesting, we have already projects in Southern Province called the AWARE program with GIZ, where we basically work with farmers, with district coordinators on sustainable agriculture, climate smart agriculture. But it's really very nice. While others suffer who do the conventional farming, those ones who do climate smart farming, their harvest is not at risk basically. So because they have harvested water, they had better water management through conservation of water. So that's very, very important. And let's not forget climate change. The drought has an impact on agriculture, but also on energy. And then you are with the Zambezi River, which goes into the Kariba, you have Kafue River, Kafue Dam. So we are heading tough times, I think.
Absolutely.
And that's why action has to be taken now.
Okay. So do you think there are solutions that will help Zambia, help Africa, help our rivers?
You know, there are a lot of solutions. You are from Financial Insights.
Absolutely.
We need finance. We need the private sector on board.
Okay.
The future jobs are green. The future jobs are digital. The future jobs are circular. So we really have to invest in, and I think the young people are very excited about it. We have to invest in a greener future, in a more sustainable future, and then we will, but of course we cannot stop climate change now. We have to adapt to climate change. We have to mitigate at the same time, because at one time we need to reach a plateau, because otherwise it accelerates to a total disaster. So action has to be taken now, even if we don't see the result right away. But we have to think in the midterm, in the long term. In all countries, in all parts of the world, not only in Zambia, we do it in Europe as well.
Okay, so we do look forward to solutions coming through and being seen to have effect on the ground. But if I can now just turn it down a little bit, you're thrashing our MPs out there. How are you finding the day today?
Not yet. You see, I give everything. I'm sweating. It's half time. I think they start playing already. I will go out again. So we are leading 3-2 now.
Okay.
Diplomats. Let's hang in there and let's see if if we can, finish it.
Absolutely.
Even if it's a draw, it's fine. The topic is, we talk about Zambezi River, climate. It's a very friendly game. Nobody has been injured so far. That's also very important.
Okay.
So I'm excited to look forward to the second half now.
So we are hoping for a draw, ladies and gentlemen, because we don't want anyone to go out feeling disappointed. So I shan't keep you long because the game is getting on now. And it's been a pleasure talking to you here on Financial Insight. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Indeed. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm standing here with Honorable Mwene Luhamba from Mangango constituency in Western Province. Welcome to the Financial Insight Show, Honorable. Okay, so please tell us a little bit about yourself and about how you're finding today and the proceedings that we are showcasing today.
Okay, this is Honorable Mwene Luhamba, Member of Parliament from Mangango constituency in Western Province, Government District. So here we are playing against the Diplomats, members of Parliament from the National Assembly of Zambia, and it's very interesting. It's nice that we're exercising our bodies, gaining physical fitness, and at the same time doing tree planting, which is very important, especially this time around when there is these droughts. It indicates actually that we are supposed to be planting trees every time, especially some of the areas in Zambia. You can see that the cause of the lack of rains this time around is due to too much cutting down of trees. So if each one of us can be involved in the growing of trees, that will be very, very important and very healthy for us. At the same time, it will enable us have enough rains for a good crop production. Yes, so this we are doing here is very, very important. At the same time, we can't put out the issue of socializing and trying to come together, mingling and knowing each other. It's very, very important. Us as parliamentarians, as you may know, we are quite busy with the responsibilities that you give.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, we need to be having such occasions so that we come together, all of us, we play together. This is playing. We are playing together. Adults play. We are playing.
Absolutely.
So it's important. So not only children play, even as us as elderly people, we are playing. So to actually make it much official, this event has been actually officiated by our Right Honourable Madam Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, Madam Honourable Nelly Muti. Yes, so it's a very nice occasion to us as parliamentarians. We wish this to be going on and on every time. Of course, we do play against other organizations and against other teams, so on. But this one is just so special for us.
What a special day this has been. We are here at Showgrounds, the Agricultural and Commercial Showgrounds in Lusaka, and it's been a special day because our MPs have been playing football on the Showgrounds main arena with diplomats from around the world, ambassadors and high commissioners from across the world. And this is all in support of the Zambezi River, Indaba and Expo, a conference that will happen later on in Livingstone towards the end of March. And I'm standing here with Honorable MP Shakafuswa from Mandevu constituency. Welcome to the Financial Insight Show.
Thank you so much.
So, you were the captain of the team. Tell us how the day has been for you.
Oh, the day has been so great. I must admit that I never thought that we would lose to the Diplomats. The results, I think, have shown that the better team won. Our colleagues prepared better. But at the end of the day, I think we distressed, improved on our awareness level.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but to appreciate the program about climate change.
Absolutely.
Where we came together with diplomats, members of parliament, just to remind ourselves about the effects of climate change, and our game today was themed kicking out the effects of climate change through sports.
Absolutely.
Of course, with the support of African Rivers, and
Indeed.
we appreciate.
Indeed.
And joining me right now, just after the match, is the Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly for Corporate Affairs, Mr. Stephen Kambe. Mr. Stephen, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So, how was your experience in the match?
It was very exciting. It was good to see both opposition and ruling party members taking part in the football match against the diplomatic team. And although the MPs trailed 3-2, it was a good match.
Okay. And you mentioned that they came together to gather against the diplomats. And in fact, the theme of this particular event is actually kicking out the effects of climate change. Are you able to tell us a bit about how important is climate change and how important it should be taken by citizens and by everyone listening?
Yes, actually, we have a caucus of members of parliament who are about 120 who consist of a caucus on climate change. So they champion issues of climate change amongst themselves for climate change to be topical in parliament, and also to provide oversight over the climate change agenda of the government. They also participate, for instance, in COP meetings, sponsor them to sometimes to attend, so that they are kept abreast with the developments in climate change mitigation.
And then this event is a prelude to the event that will be held in Livingstone, the Indaba. Will we be seeing you there as well?
No, definitely we shall have members of parliament from the caucus on environment there, and we'll probably have one or two members of staff to represent the office of the Clerk of National Assembly. So definitely.
Okay, Mr. Stephen, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, and best wishes to Financial Insight.
Thank you.
I can't sing my voice.
Okay, so this has been Cedric Chuma for Financial Insight. Get to know.